2.5 million cases of coronavirus and more than 224,000 deaths. But I want to take you back 8 months ago to the day, to February 25th. As the American people woke up that morning, there were 0 known deaths due to coronavirus and only 57 confirmed cases in the U.S., mostly from a cruise ship. And that morning, a highly respected official with the Centers for Disease Control, the CDC, who had been there since 1995, Dr. Nancy Messonnier, in a press briefing, told the American people the truth about how bad this pandemic could get.
Ultimately, we expect we will see community spread in this country. It's not so much a question of if this will happen anymore, but rather more a question of exactly when this will happen and how many people in this country will have severe illness.
The American people needed to prepare, Dr. Messonnier said.
I had a conversation with my family over breakfast this morning, and I told my children that while I didn't think that they were at risk right now, we as a family need to be preparing for significant disruption of our lives. You should ask your children's school about their plans for school dismissals or school closures. Ask if there are plans for teleschool. I contacted my local school superintendent this morning with exactly those questions.
8 months ago today, February 25th. Now, President Donald Trump, upon hearing of Dr. Messonnier's warning, was, quote, furious, the Wall Street Journal later reported. Flying back to Washington, D.C. from India, President Trump phoned Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar and, quote, threatened to oust Dr. Messonnier. The next day, the president was asked about Dr. Messonnier's warning that the virus would spread in the U.S., and he downplayed the threat and lied to the American people about government preparedness.
Well, I don't think it's inevitable. It probably will. It possibly will. It could be at a very small level or it could be at a larger level. Whatever happens, we're totally prepared. We have the best people in the world. You see that from the study. We have the best prepared people, the best people in the world.
President Trump was wrong. Dr. Messonnier was right. Regardless, an official at HHS told Messonnier to lay low, sources tell me. Vice President Mike Pence's office told the CDC to basically stop briefings altogether, that the White House briefings would be the only ones. In May, Dr. Messonnier wanted to brief the public about the alarming trend seen January through March of Americans not getting vaccines, but she did not get proper clearance to do so. The public has not heard from Dr. Messonnier since March. She has not even tweeted since then. To this day, as much as Dr. Messonnier loves communicating with healthcare providers and the public, sources tell me she does not want to do it anymore, because to do so would put her and the important work of the CDC in jeopardy. A Columbia University study released this week looked at the question, what if the Trump administration had done things right from the very beginning? What if they'd taken all the actions public health experts were cautioning them to do? The study concluded that anywhere between 130,000 and 210,000 American lives could have been saved. But here's President Trump this week.
With COVID, is there anything that you think you could have done differently? If you had a mulligan or a do-over on one aspect of the way you handled it, what would it be?
Not much. Look, it's all over the world.
Not much, he said, not much. But just imagine if 8 months ago today, if Dr. Messonnier had been encouraged, heeded, amplified, instead of silenced. If everyone had started preparing for the worst case scenario as she advised. How many Americans might be alive today? How many more will die unnecessarily because President Trump silences and intimidates those who attempt to correct his lies about the pandemic with facts? The facts we all benefit from and we all could have benefited from if Dr. Messonnier had been supported and not treated as if facts and truth were the actual virus to be isolated. Thanks for spending your Sunday